Now, I'm going to talk about spanking kids and the Bible, and this is very serious business. I've actually seen some parents call the police and ask them to spank their kids for them so that they didn't go to jail because they felt the kids needed it. I've got an app here that opened up to 44 different verses that tell you in the Bible that you're supposed to spank your kids when they're out of line. But I want people to remember that there is a difference between discipline and abuse when you're talking about these verses. I could go on and on. I'm just going to list some of them rather than repeat all of them. Proverbs 23:13 and 14, Ephesians 6:4, Proverbs 13:24, whoever spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. Proverbs 29:15, the rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old, he is not, so that when even he is old, he will not depart from you. Colossians 3:21, Father, do not provoke your children, lest they become discouraged. And basically, when you provoke them, they're talking about provoking them into evil, like fighting and other things of that nature. Kind of like the neighbors were doing to me, where they were, trying to provoke me by saying stuff that they knew wasn't true. Even if it was true, it was physically provoking. And that's something that God talks about that too. Only wicked people provoke people into arguments and fighting. That's of the devil. It's demonic, according to the word. Again, Proverbs 19:18, discipline your son, for there is hope. Do not set your heart on putting him to death. That basically means to discipline him, don't kill him, to not abuse him, because you can beat somebody to death, but the Bible specifically talks about how to not abuse, that you're not supposed to abuse them when you discipline them as well. Proverbs 22:15, folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from them. And basically, they're telling you to discipline your kids, or kids that are so small that the only way they do listen is by physical discipline. But I'm going to tell you as a chaplain that children grow out of that. You should only discipline the kids to a certain degree. Again, after so far, it's abuse. And when you're dealing with kids that are handicapped, I do not recommend that you continue with physical discipline after so long. Again, that's a lot of the reason that it was used in the schools in the early days of our history in America. However, the problem with that is you had some people that like to abuse authority and would abuse children. In cases like what I saw in Tennessee that actually got the laws, it helped. My case was one of those that was added with regards to changing the laws about using physical discipline in the schools where spanking was concerned. So we're all on the same page here. It's considered inhumane when you abuse somebody, and so you had a lot of people like they were doing during right before COVID started with the teachers that were cutting kids' hair off and such. That is if it's not done for ceremonial reasons. To us, it's offensive as Native Americans, and it's something that I saw go on a lot with regards to the teachers, and it's one of the reasons that a lot of kids are scared to go back to school, because you've got a lot of teachers that are demanding that they be allowed to discipline kids by using the Bible verse as far as spankings and stuff like that, and I don't think that's appropriate. Not after the way some of these teachers had behaved, especially with the defund the police and all of that going on. God bless America. Have a blessed day. Back the badge and support the Purple Gang. Hey!